I'm Sarah France. I'm a Sony artisan, and this is your first look at the brand new Sony 135 1.8 lens. Sony sent me this lens so I could test it out and give you guys some images and some feedback on the image before it's released. So the 135, I just have to tell you, is incredible. Let me start with the size. So the size of this lens is really just slightly bigger than the 85. So if you have the 85 1.4, this is going to feel very, very familiar. Which I know for being such a great telephoto and being a 135 is probably really hard to accomplish, but this is just a beautiful piece of glass, and it's not too heavy that you feel like you couldn't still carry it around, or it might be one of those things that you only grab in special circumstances. So this lens is definitely going to end up in my bag the majority of the time. Another thing I'll mention is that the hood is very similar than the 85. So this is almost identical hood. It's got that nice button release on the side. You can just easily secure it onto the lens, and then you can easily release it as well. So this is my favorite hood design. I really love this design, and I'm really glad they were able to use it for the 135 as well. The next thing that I'll talk about is some of the features and stuff that I saw on the lens itself. It's a G Master lens, so of course it's got that button that's customizable that can hold focus for you, or you can set it up for anything else. I know some people use it for eye autofocus, some people use it in other creative forms, but it is a customizable button that's right on the lens, which is cool. There's also autofocus and manual focus, and with this lens in particular, that is so helpful. So really having that capability to quickly duck into an image, set manual focus, and I don't know if you've actually tried this, but when you're setting manual focus, if you go to make an adjustment, it automatically zooms into the image so that you can see exactly where you need to focus in on, and you don't have to hit any other buttons. It just knows what you're trying to do, which is really, really amazing. So those are a couple of my favorite features that are on this lens. There's a couple others here as well. It has a focusing limiter button that allows you to set the focusing limits on there as well. But this lens really, in look and feel, has everything that the G Master series has always delivered for us. And a really nice thing about being with a company like Sony is that when they come out with lenses like this, you get the best of the best for the technology that's available right now. Since this is a brand new lens, you'll see so many advances in just having a prime 135 in sharpness and in focus. This is so fast in focusing. So I took this out on a little test. I went and did a couple shoots. One was in the rain, and I took a bride and groom out to Balboa Park, and we shot on a very rainy, stormy day in San Diego, which is unusual. But the focus on it and the capabilities and the raindrops were incredible. I used two different kinds of light. I used a flash so that I could get that freezing motion on the raindrops, and I used a constant light, so it was a little bit of a variety and a drag in the raindrops as well. So both of those images I'm going to show you here so that you can kind of get a feel for it. So this image, this is one that I shot with the constant light. I used the Stella by Light & Motion. So the Stella Pro, this was the 8000 with the daylight balance, and I just placed it behind them. You can see that light kind of softly coming through, and really just added that little element of light that I wanted on the day. This next shot was shot with one of the flashes. I used the Sony flashes. This is with the f45. In this picture, you get that perfect freezing motion of the water droplets, and you can just see how sharp and clear this lens is and how great it was to use. The last thing I'll talk about with this lens is really the look of the 135. That compression and that bokeh is stunning. I choose prime lenses because I love bokeh. I may have an actual addiction. It hasn't been diagnosed, but so I love to shoot at those really shallow depths of field. And I put this thing to the test. I shot it at 1.8 a lot. I really gave it kind of a full range of testing, and that 1.8 is just gorgeous. This image was shot underneath the Scripps Pier, right at sunset time, and I just love the texture and detail in the ground. If you can see that, the couple look amazing. Everything's got great detail where it needs to, but it's got that gorgeous fall off and that gorgeous bokeh, and still kind of shows that texture and brings your eye exactly where it needs to go. So the 135 is definitely going to be in my lineup. I will have this lens as soon as it's available. It is a gorgeous lens. I've been waiting for the 135, and the fact that they came out with a 1.8 makes me so happy. And the lens performance is just really is way more than I expected. The focusing on this lens was just so precise. I like, there's so many words going through my head about the focus, but I never once had to wait for the focus. I never once felt like I was trying to focus. It just nailed it. So I'm really excited for this lens. I know you are too. I don't even say I hope you are. If you have any other comments or questions, let me know, you guys. I'm going to be doing some more videos like this and giving you guys some more insight as to what I do with my gear. I'm a wedding photographer here in San Diego, California. I'm also a Sony artisan. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so excited for you to get one for yourself. Thanks.